Welcome to Bio class 12. Here is the second part of it, female reproductive system. In female reproductive system, it consists of pair of ovaries, oviduct, uterus, cervix, vagina, and the external genitalia along with the mammary gland. Okay, we will discuss at first the anatomy of it. See that very basic structure here, the ovary here, the fallopian tube, you can see that. In fallopian tube, that infundibulum, which is a finger-like, hand-like structure, and the ampulla, isthmus, that part. Here in the uterine cavity, in uterus wall, also here the division, the endometrium, myometrium, and perimetrium. Okay, here the cervix, the valve, which acts as a valve. Okay, and the uterine this part show the main three here, the ovary, fallopian tube, and uterus. Same diagram. Here you can see the ovary. Here the sectional view of it. Okay, fallopian tube you can see, and the uterus. Here the uterine wall, that is endometrium. You can see this part highly vascular. Myometrium is the muscle areas. Perimetrium on this sides, and you can see the fimbriae and all other part of here. Each ovary is covered by a thin epithelium. So you can see that the thin epithelium, which I am marking, and inside the ovarian stoma. Stoma again divided into two zones. That is the peripheral part, that cortex area, and the medulla. This is the cortex and the medulla, these two areas. So this is the division. Here in fallopian tube, you can see that here it is 10 to 12 centimeter, also known as oviduct, but in case of human being, according to Gabriele Fallopius from Italy, that is named after him. Okay. You can see that the ovary it is not directly connected with that the fimbriae and the other part of the reproductive system. Here it is strong ligaments, the mesothelium, it is attached. So this is the ovary. In fallopian tube, you can see that inside the ciliated epithelium is there, which can use for the ovum transport towards the uterus. The uterus here, implantation will take place. Endometrium layer will develop, that will discuss afterward. In ovary, it is very lightweight and it is attached to the wall. It is only 4 gram this two total. And it produces ovum, progesterone, and estrogen, all three. Cervix, it is this part is the biggest and the most powerful valve in the body. It can hold up to 7 kilogram of fetus during pregnancy. The wall of uterus, you know that the endometrium layer plays very important role in implantation. You know that in cyclic way, it is formed where the implantation will take place. Every menstrual cycle, this endometrium layer, it becomes thick layer for implantation, and at the end of the cycle, this layer, outer part of the layer, it comes out with the blood and mucus. Here is a cross section of mammary gland. You can see it is a modified Schwedt gland, sebaceous gland. Huge amount of fat is there, and with that mammary lobe here, you can see that the 15 to 20 that lobes are there, and the alveoli, mammary duct, ampulla, lactiferous duct, all are there. Mammary alveoli having milk secreting cuboidal cells, and lactiferous duct that can manufacture colostrum. Colostrum, you know that the first milk sucked by the baby. You know that the oxytocin hormone that which helps to eject that milk secretion. Here is several duct, ampulla, and other things are there. If we see some clear diagram, then it will be easy to understand. Look at here. Here mammary lobes. 15 to 20 lobes, it will form the mammary alveoli. Mammary alveoli can secrete milk. It joins here in mammary tubule. There's so many mammary tubule here will join in mammary duct. Mammary duct, when it will join together, form the ampulla. This ampulla is connected to the lactiferous duct and the several lactiferous ducts which opens in nipple. Okay, now I think it is not difficult to understand that how these are arranged inside the mammary gland. Next part is gametogenesis. It means the formation of the gamete. Gametogenesis here, two types: spermatogenesis and oogenesis. Spermatogenesis is formation of sperm, it's very easy to understand, and oogenesis is formation of ovum. The first we take that spermatogenesis, how sperm will form. Spermatogenesis takes place in male above 15 years old, and it is till death. This process is there. This process to complete takes 74 days. 74 days to complete this process. Now, come here in the part. At first, from the testes, that you know the seminiferous tubules are there. The wall of the seminiferous tubules. The first we are getting spermatogonium. Spermatogonium. You can see that spermatogonium, which is 2n, means 46 chromosome containing. From that, in mitotic cell division, primary spermatocyte will form. That is also 2n. Here you can see that 46. Just after that, the meiotic cell division will start. Here is the meiotic cell division. Meiotic cell division. In first division, you know that reduction where the chromosome divided. After that, the 4 cells are produced, which are known as spermatid. Spermatids here. From this spermatid, see the spermatid and the sperm not looks the same, but here some physiological change will occur, which is known as spermiogenesis. Spermiogenesis, then sperm will form. So here is the steps. The first, from the wall of the seminiferous tubules, the spermatogonium will form, and it forms in mitotic cell division primary spermatocyte, and in meiotic cell division its spermatid will form. In between stage we can see the secondary spermatocyte, and then spermatid will form. From the spermatid to sperm takes very long days That is why it takes 74 days. That is called spermiogenesis. It means the spermatid, which is, you can see that looks like a round shape, and from that the elongated tail containing that structure of the sperm, it will form in the process of spermiogenesis. Let's see that how it can form in diagram. Here you can see that this is the spermatid, and gradually it converts the tail, the flagellum will form, then excess cytoplasm it reduced and it turns into sperm. Here nucleus also shrinks by losing water. Here loses the water. The acrosome is formed. You know that here the acrosome is formed from the Golgi will form that. The axial filaments are formed. Mitochondrial spiral we can see here. Okay, and axial filaments, it forms a very long that tail, 60 micron, that very long tail. Ultimately the sperm will form. Here is a structure of sperm. You can see that acrosome is there. Acrosome, you know that very important part that afterward we'll discuss about it. You know that nucleus, in compared to that structure, nucleus looks bigger in size, and this part is called the middle piece. Here is the mitochondria, which is spiral structure, like that spiral structure, which gives the energy, and very long tail, 60 micrometer. And centrioles also present in both the end, then the proximal and the distal end. So this acrosome, it will invade inside the ovum. So here this part you have to keep in mind that the head, neck, the middle piece is here, it is the tail, and this part is head, and special structure here. You know that in 3 ml of semen contain the 400 million of spermatozoa. So next part we're going to discuss, that is oogenesis in next video. So till then, thank you.